Punters lands Anthony Mithen from Rosemont Stud there with his first ever on-track Group 1 success, the mighty Volkstock and Barrel a couple of years ago. He joins us now from Australia because they're chasing a Group 1 of a different type. It's an Australian horse coming to New Zealand this time in true Excelsior. Anthony, good morning to you.
G'day Mick, how you going?
Mate, I've never been happier, buddy. I know it's been a busy time for you with the sales on recently. Talk us through this. We know the Australian sprinters tend to be better than our sprinters. I take it you're bringing this mare across here with one goal and one goal only, Group 1 glory, to add to her broodmare credentials.
Yeah. As you say over there, let's bring it on, and we're going to bring it on today, and hopefully she can crack her maiden stakes win in the biggest one of all in a Group 1. She's a high class mare that we've had a big opinion of. Right from the time Troy and Leon gave her first fast gallop, we identified her as a group class horse, and she's been most unlucky to be group placed and stakes placed and fourth in a Group 1 in South Australia in the Sangster, and she deserves one. You know, she's a real trier, and we've probably mucked it up a few times with tactics and haven't quite got it right, but hopefully the moons will all meet today and she'll get a chance, and we'll carry on like the Lutes again.
Okay, she's been down the straight as we're watching here in the Standish on New Year's Day coming out of Flemington. Do you think that's an assist going to a dog leg? It's sort of the same thing.
Yeah, look, she's a sort of a free bowling sort of mare that likes to gallop. You know, she's an old-fashioned galloper that likes to build through a race and keep building. And we've liked her down the straight, but I think I like her more around the corner. And that big sweeping bend at Trentham should give it a chance to be somewhere up in the first 4 or 5 and be free bowling and build from there and get the room to build. We've probably given her held her back at times and made her sprint home, and that's not her go. And we've led at other times and tried to stack them up and then go, and that hasn't worked for us. And I think she just needs to run at her own pace, a good clip, and build up to the line. And Stevie Baster's a genius at judging that pace, and did it so well for us in the Geelong Cup with Runaway during the Spring Carnival, and onto the Melbourne Cup we went, and he's the man for this job, and hopefully we can get it done. But I've watched a few of the Telegraph's the renditions of the Telegraph over the last decade, and I think the style of race will suit her.
Back in the autumn, you took her down to South Australia for the Sangster, and she took on a horse who went on to qualify, of course, for the Everest in Shoals. And look, I thought on that occasion, very, very good. She's obviously a horse who can race up to the top level. Where do you rate her in the sprinters behind those Everest horses? So let's take 12 out of the bunch. Is she in the next bunch behind those?
Yeah, I think she is on the day, and when we get it right, she can be at that very top level. I think she runs really quick time. She really challenges other horses in a race because she can do it at both ends, as we saw in the Standish. And again, we probably got it wrong to a degree in the Standish, and had she have won the Standish, I think she'd come over and be half the odds she is today in the Telegraph. Stevie Baster came back shaking his head after she was so brave. She led them, and she came off the bit. She got challenged, and then she found again and got beaten, I think, 3/4 of a length or whatever it was in the end. And he came back shaking his head. He said, whose idea was it to put the earmuffs on? Because she was asleep at the halfway mark, and with the whip rules, he said he was really hamstrung. He had to really shake her up and let her know she was in a race, and suddenly she worked that out and she went again, and you'll see her surge late to the line and make a race of it again. And he said, well, we know that they come off for the Telegraph, so there'll be no earmuffs today, and she'll know she's in a race, right from the get go. And I think she'll really have a few of your sprinters in an uncomfortable space pace sort of at the 400 metre mark, and hopefully she can skip clear and get it done.
Mate, we know it was a massive recent week at the sales, the Magic Millions there on the Gold Coast. For those of us who have any money left, Anthony, I'm not sure if you do or not, do we go Ribeye, race 6 at Flemington today? It's in your colours again. Looks a horse who is at least not the worst of the chances. Ollie is on. It's $13 in the markets. What's the play, yes or no?
Yeah, you've done your homework there, Mickey. He's a terrific old horse for us. It's a group of guys. There's myself and Clint in the ownership, and Mark Young, who runs our pre-training centre, and Fred Humphrey, who, shout out to Fred if he's watching. He's having a tough time. He's got his adult son is quite sick at the moment. So if there's racing God shining down, we'll be in it a long way. But all I can tell you is that he's trialled really well leading up to this first up run. Ollie asked to ride him after giving him his last jump out. He said, "Well, I'll go wherever you want to go on this next time." When you're first up, he is a horse that runs well when he's fresh, and he's drawn 3. He'll get the ideal run, and from the 1400 at Flemington, that's important. So why not? If you're winning, each way you're winnings all day long. So can run well.
Anthony, thanks for your time this morning. She's a lovely big girl by Exceeding Excel out of a Zabeel mare with her sort of size and that sort of breeding. She's going to make a valuable broodmare, True Excelsior. Let's hope today just embellishes that. Good luck in the Telegraph coming out of Trentham.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate that.